Okay, see this problem. Information. Y Limited acquires the business of Z Limited, whose summarized balance sheet on 31st December is stated below. See, Y Limited acquires the business of Z Limited. So, Y Limited is acquiring the business of Z Limited. So, Y Limited is transferee company and Z Limited is transferor company, because here Z Limited is transferring its business to Y Limited. So, Z Limited is transferor and Y Limited is transferee company. Then the balance sheet of Z Limited is given. The balance sheet of transferor company is given. So, we have liabilities and assets. So, we have share capital divided into shares of rupees 100 each. Then we have 6% preference share capital and equity share capital. See, we may have to know the number of shares which are there. So, to find out the number of preference shares, we would do this, that is 4 lakh divided by 100. So, we would get 4000 shares, 4000 preference shares. And to find out equity shares, we would do it, that is 8 lakh divided by 100. So, we may get 8000 equity shares. So, it is something which you may have to note. Then we have capital reserve, profit and loss account, 6% debentures, interest outstanding on above, in the sense interest outstanding on 6% debentures. Then workmen's compensation reserve, within brackets they have given expected liability rupees 5000. See, this is workmen's compensation reserve. Actually, it is a reserve. It is one of the reserves which we are maintaining in the business, but to this particular reserve there is a liability which is attached. The liability's worth is 5000. So, that is something which we have to remember as well. Then we have trade payable. So, these are the various items which are there on the liability side of the balance sheet. Then on the asset side we have goodwill, land and buildings, plant and machinery, patents, inventory, trade receivables, cash at bank and underwriting commission. So, on the asset side we have all these things. Then we shall see the adjustments and we shall try to understand what the adjustments would actually speak about. Y Limited was to take over all the assets except cash. So, it is told that Y Limited, which is transferee company, is taking over all the assets, but it is not taking over cash. So, it cannot be included, cash cannot be included. Then liabilities except for interest due on debentures. So, here as well it is taking over all the external liabilities. So, they have given the fact that the transferee company is taking over liabilities. So, we should think of the fact that it is taking over outside liabilities, it is taking over external liabilities. So, we may have to exclude internal liabilities. So, what are internal liabilities here? Preference share capital, equity share capital, capital reserve, profit and loss account. So, all these are internal liabilities, right? So, these items cannot be included. Only the other liabilities which are outside liabilities, which are external liabilities, should be included. So, what are the external liabilities? 6% debentures, interest outstanding on above, then trade payables, and finally workmen's compensation reserve. But in the workmen's compensation reserve the liability is only 5000. So, we should consider only 5000. The remaining 3000 is reserve. So, that cannot be taken into consideration. So, we should take only such thing which is attached as liability. So, here the liability is only 5000. So, 5000 should be considered. Then they have mentioned the fact that interest outstanding on debentures is not to be considered because it is not being taken over. So, here we have to exclude interest outstanding on debentures which is not being taken over by transferee company. Then they have mentioned and to pay following amounts. So, here the purchase consideration is discharged by various modes. So, we shall understand what modes. See the first adjustment, rupees 2 lakh 7% debentures of rupees 100 each in Y Limited for the existing debentures in Z Limited. For the purpose, each debenture of Y Limited is to be treated as worth 105. So, here transferee company, which is Y Limited, is issuing debentures to the existing debentures of transferor company, which is Z Limited, and the actual value of the debentures of transferor company is 100, but transferee company is paying 105, that is 5 premium. 5 rupees premium is being paid to the debenture holders of transferor company. Actual value is 100 of each debenture, but transferee company is paying 105, 105, 5 extra. So, what is this 5 extra? 5 extra is premium. But the question arises, if we should include this particular transaction in calculating the purchase consideration. It has been told to you so many method, net payment method. I would tell you why this is net payment method in the later stage, but as of now you just remember here. In case of net payment method, we would consider only those payments which have been directly made to the shareholders. Shareholders could be either preference shareholders or equity shareholders, but here if you could see this particular transaction, you would understand that here the payment has been made to the debenture holders. So whatever the payment which is being made to the debenture holders cannot be considered when we calculate purchase consideration under net payment method. Since we are following net payment method, this particular transaction is excluded in the calculation of purchase consideration. So it is not there. Then see the second one, see the second adjustment. For each preference share in Z Limited, rupees 10 in cash and 9% preference share of rupees 100 each in Y Limited. See here, this particular information has been given to make us understand how the preference shares have been settled of transferor company. See, it is told that for each preference share in Z Limited, for each preference share in transferor company, rupees 10 is given. For every share which is there in the transferor company, rupees 10 is given by transferee company. Along with that, it would also issue preference share, one preference share of rupees 100 each. So for every preference share in transferor company, transferee company would issue one preference share in its in this company, as simple as that, of rupees 100 each. So we know the fact that, so when I explained the balance sheet, I told you that there are 4,000 preference shares. So how did I get 4,000? 4 lakh divided by 100. There are 4,000 preference shares. So keeping that in mind, we shall see how do we calculate purchase consideration. So see the calculation of purchase consideration with regard to preference shares. See, preference shares mentioned because for every preference share in the transferor company, transferee company would pay rupees 10. For every preference share, it is paying rupees 10. So there are 4,000 shares. So 4,000 into 10, which comes to 40,000, which is being paid in cash. Then transferee company is also issuing preference shares, right? It is also issuing preference shares of rupees 100 each. For every one share which is there in the transferor company, transferee company is issuing one share. For every one share, it is issuing one share only. So there are 4,000 shares. 4,000 into 100. Each share's worth is rupees 100. So 4,000 into 100, 4 lakh, which is being paid in the form of preference shares. So the total purchase consideration with regard to preference shares is rupees 4,40,000. So 40,000 in the form of cash and 4 lakh in the form of preference shares. Then we shall see the third adjustment. For each equity share in Z Limited, rupees 20 in cash and one equity share in Y Limited of rupees 100 each have. Okay, next we shall see the third adjustment. See this, for each equity share in Z Limited, rupees 20 in cash and one equity share in Y Limited of rupees 100 each having the market value of rupees 140. So here, before getting deeper into this particular adjustment, we shall understand how many equity shares we have. So when I explained the balance sheet, I told you that there are 8,000 equity shares. So how did I get 8,000? 8 lakh divided by 100. So I get 8,000. So here we have understood the fact that there are 8,000 equity shares. Now we shall understand this particular adjustment. For each equity share, rupees 20 in cash. So for each equity share, transferee company is paying rupees 20 in cash, right? So we shall understand the way with the help of which we calculate purchase consideration with regard to equity shares. See, equity shares, rupees 20 per share. 20, there are 8,000 shares. So 80 with cash. They have told that rupees 20 is being paid in cash for every equity share which is there in the transferor company. So there are 8,000 equity shares in the transferor company, and for each share rupees 20 is being paid. So 8,000 into 20, which comes to 1,60,000. And then continuing the additional information, and one equity share in Y Limited of rupees 100 each having the market value of rupees 140. So here understand the actual value of equity share is 100, but transferee company is paying 140 for every equity share. Actual value is 100, but it is paying 140. So why this 40 extra? This 40 is premium. For every share, 40 extra is paid, and every equity share is discharged at premium. So how many equity shares we have? We have 8,000 equity shares into 140. Actual value is 100, but transferee company is paying 40 extra. So we should take into consideration 140. So 8,000 into 140, which comes to 11,20,000. So when we get the amalgam of these two, that is 1,60,000 plus 11,20,000, we would get the total of 12,80,000, which is the purchase consideration with regard to equity shares. So now we have calculated the purchase consideration with regard to equity shares and the purchase consideration with regard to preference shares, and the total amount of purchase consideration which we get is 17,20,000. So the total amount of purchase consideration which we have in this particular problem is 17,20,000. So here we have followed net payment method. So the question may arise as to why did we follow net payment method, why did not we follow net assets method. See here the mode of payment is given, and they have clearly mentioned that the preference shares have been discharged by issuing equity shares only. Since this information has been given, we are following net payment method here. If this information was not there, if transferee company had not issued equity shares, if transferee company had not issued preference shares, then we would have followed net assets method. But since the preference shares and equity shares have been discharged by issuing preference shares and equity shares, we are following net payment method here, as simple as that. If this information, if second and third information was not there, if second adjustment and third adjustment was not there, if these two were not there, then we would have followed net assets method, as simple as that. So that is one of the tricks which we would understand to solve any problem which comes in amalgamation. Then expenses of liquidation of Z Limited are to be reimbursed by Y Limited. Actually Z Limited, which is transferor company, is getting liquidated because it is being taken over by transferee company, which is Y Limited, and the amount which is being reimbursed by transferee company is 10,000, but the actual amount of expenses is 12,500. Actually the actual amount of liquidation expenses is 12,500, but out of 12,500, 10,000 is reimbursed by transferee company. Here the meaning is this, that is initially this 12,500 of liquidation expenses is being paid by transferor company. Actually 12,500 has been paid by transferor company, but transferee company is reimbursing 10,000. Transferee company is reimbursing 10,000. So the actual amount of liquidation expenses paid by transferor company comes to only 2,500. It is only 2,500. Initially it had paid 12,500, right? It got 10,000. So 12,500 minus 10,000, the remaining amount is 2,500. So it has paid only 2,500, as simple as that. So that is the information with regard to liquidation expenses. And they have mentioned Y Limited valued land and building at 5,50,000, plant and machinery 6,50,000, and patents at rupees 20,000. So these are the revalued values which we should take into consideration when we form the journal entries in the books of purchasing company, not in the books of selling company. Okay, now we shall go for understanding the journal entries in the books of selling company, journal entries in the books of transferor company. So the first entry is this, that is transfer of all assets at book value to realization account. So here every time we would have this entry, that is we transfer all the assets taken over at their book values to realization account. So what is the entry? Realization account debit to sundry assets account. So what are sundry assets? Sundry assets here, sundry assets are those assets which are taken over by the transferee company. So what are the assets which are taken over? See, Y Limited has taken over all the assets except cash. So it has taken over goodwill, land and building, plant and machinery, patents, inventory, trade receivables, but not cash. So cash cannot be included here because it is clearly mentioned it is not taking over cash, but all other assets. Then underwriting commission cannot be included. So underwriting commission, miscellaneous expenses, preliminary expenses, fictitious assets, and debit balance of profit and loss account, these items are not included. Even though these items appear on the asset side, these items should not be included at any point of time. So these items cannot be transferred to realization account. This is one of the important points which you may have to make a note of. So goodwill, land and building, plant and machinery, patents, inventories, trade receivables, only these many items should be included, and not cash, because it is not being taken over by the transferee company. and these assets should be transferred to realization account at their book value. So that is what we have done in our first entry. Realization account debit, goodwill 2 lakh, land and building 4 lakh, plant and machinery 6 lakh, patents 50,000 and trade receivables 1,80,000. So this is what we have done. We have transferred all the assets taken over at their book values to the realization account. So this is the first entry, which is very important. And then we pass the second entry for transferring the liabilities to realization account. So here what do I mean by transferring liabilities? So here we would consider only those liabilities which have been taken over by the transferee company. So what are the liabilities which are taken over? See, and liabilities except for interest due on debentures. So the transfer company is not taking over interest due on debentures, but other than this interest due on debentures, it is taking over all the other outside liabilities. It is taking over all the other external liabilities. So what are these? One is 6% debentures, which is an outside liability. Then interest outstanding on debentures. Actually, it should not be taken into consideration because it is not being taken over, right? And then workmen's compensation reserve. Actually, it is a reserve, but there is a liability which is associated with this particular reserve, which is 5,000. So we should consider only 5,000, and the remaining 3,000 is reserve, right? So we are considering only 5,000. Then trade payables. So this should be included. So here we are including 6% debentures worth rupees 2 lakh. Then workmen's compensation reserve only 5,000 because the liability attached is only 5,000, and then trade payables, the value of which is rupees 1,20,000. So 6% debentures in Y Limited, which is 2 lakh, workmen's compensation reserve, which is 5,000, and then trade payables, which is 1,20,000, and we give credit to realization account because these all liabilities are transferred to the realization account. And then we may have to see the third journal entry, which is debit purchasing company and credit realization account with purchase consideration. So this entry is being passed for the purpose of purchase consideration. See, what is the entry? That is Y Limited, which is purchasing debit to realization account. The purchase consideration amount is 17,20,000, which we have calculated, right? This is 17,20,000. So the same amount should be written here. So this entry is being passed to transfer the purchase consideration to realization account. So what is the entry? Purchasing company account debit to realization account. So what is purchasing company here? Purchasing company is Y Limited, right? Which is transferee company. So Y Limited account debit to realization account, and we record the amount of purchase consideration. Then see, the next entry is passed to pay off the purchase consideration for the receipt of purchase consideration. So how do we account it? We know the fact that this purchase consideration has been paid in 3 forms, right? When we calculated purchase consideration, we have understood one form is cash, the other 2 forms are equity shares and preference shares. So what is the total amount of purchase consideration which is being discharged in cash? See, 40,000 plus 1,60,000, which is being discharged in cash, right? So 1,60,000 plus 40,000, which is 2 lakh. So 2 lakh is discharged in cash, and the remaining, that is 4 lakh plus 11,20,000, which is 15,20,000, which is paid in the form of shares. So we shall see this entry, which is cash. Cash is 2 lakh, right? The purchase consideration is discharged in the form of cash, the value of which is rupees 2 lakh, and then 9% preference shares. 4 lakh worth preference shares have been issued to discharge the preference shares, and then equity shares in Y Limited. Y Limited, which is transferee company, has also issued equity shares to discharge the equity shares, which is 11,20,000. Then to Y Limited, to purchasing company account. So here in this particular transaction, we record the entry for receiving the purchase consideration. So we would consider the payment modes in the debit side, and we would consider purchasing company in the credit side, as simple as that. So payment modes are cash, 9% preference shares, and then equity shares. So these are payment modes, and then we have purchasing company in the credit side. So that is the fourth journal entry. And then there is liquidation expenses which is partially met by the purchasing company and the remaining is met by the selling company. Actual value of liquidation expenses is 12,500. Initially it was the whole amount of 12,500 was paid by selling company, but it got reimbursement of 10,000. It got reimbursement of 10,000, right? So technically selling company has paid only 2,500, as simple as that. So how do we account it in the journal entry? See, purchasing company account, debit. So purchasing company, that is Y Limited, because it has paid 10,000. Then realization account, debit. Here the amount of liquidation expenses which is met by the selling company, which is only 2,500, only 2,500. So selling company is meeting only 2,500. So that 2,500 to cash account. So 12,500. Y Limited, that is purchasing company has met 10,000 because it has reimbursed 10,000, right? So which is 10,000, and the amount of money which is, and the amount of liquidation expenses which is met by the selling company is only 2,500. So which is in the realization account should be maintained, and to cash account, that is 12,500. Then we may have to pass the entry for receiving the reimbursement from the transferee company. So what is the entry? Cash account debit to Y Limited, because here this purchasing company is reimbursing the liquidation expenses which is met by the selling company. So what is the amount which is being reimbursed? Which is 10,000, which is there in the fourth adjustment. The reimbursed amount is 10,000. So what is the entry we make? That is cash account debit to Y Limited account with the reimbursed amount. Then here we know the fact that not all the liabilities have been taken over by the transferee company. So it becomes the obligation of transferor company to discharge those liabilities. So one of such liabilities is this, that is interest due on debentures. Interest due on debentures is not taken over by transferee company. So debenture holders account, initially due entry should be passed. Due entry. So how do we pass the due entry? Interest outstanding to debenture holders, right? We just transfer it to debenture holders account. The value of interest outstanding is 12,500, sorry, is 12,000, and then next entry is for making the payment. So what is the entry for making the payment? Debenture holders account debit to cash account. Debenture holders account debit to cash account. Otherwise you can just state one entry, that is interest outstanding account debit to cash account. Even this could be done. Instead of passing two entries, you can pass only one entry, that is interest outstanding account debit to cash account. But it is always better to pass both the entries. One is for due and one is for payment. Then see the seventh entry. So once we understand this, we would understand the seventh entry, which is for paying off to the preference shareholders, which is for paying off to the preference shareholders. So firstly we would pass the entry for the purchase consideration due for preference shareholders. So what is the entry we make? Preference share capital to preference share capital account, 6% preference share capital account. So where do we get this amount from? We shall see the balance sheet. See the balance sheet here. The actual amount of preference share capital is 4 lakh, right? So we write 4 lakh, 6% preference share capital rupees 4 lakh, and then realization account 40,000. So why this 40,000? Preference shares was 4 lakh, but preference shareholders were paid 4 lakh 40,000, right? They were paid 4 lakh 40,000. Just see the purchase consideration calculation. They were paid 4 lakh 40,000. They were paid 40,000 extra. So this has to be transferred to realization account. So realization account debit 40,000. Initially 6% preference share capital. Here we have to take the actual amount of preference shares, which is 4 lakh, and then realization account debit the extra payment which is made, that is 40,000 to preference shareholders account, which is 4 lakh 40,000. So which is the due entry which we have to pass. And then for the payment, eighth entry is being passed for the payment of purchase consideration to preference shareholders. So here preference shareholders account debit to cash account to 9% preference shares in Y Limited. See, preference shareholders account 4,40,000 which is being paid in cash. So in cash 40,000 has been paid and in preference shares 4 lakh has been paid. So this entry is being passed for paying off or discharging the preference shareholders due. Then ninth one, see in the ninth entry, whatever the equity share capital we have, whatever the capital reserve we have, whatever the profit and loss account, whatever the reserve we have, all these things should be transferred to sundry equity shareholders account or equity shareholders account. So all these things belong to equity shareholders, because when you look at the balance sheet, equity shareholders are the real owners of the business, and whatever the profit and loss account which is there, whatever the reserves which are there, so all these things belong to equity shareholders, right? So at the time of liquidation, these things or these items should be transferred to shareholders account. So shareholders, that is equity shareholders, get the benefit of all this. So firstly we shall transfer equity share capital. So what is the amount of equity share capital? So here equity share capital is 8 lakh, and then capital reserve 1 lakh, then profit and loss account 50,000, and then means compensation which we are passing, equity share capital account debit, equity then capital reserve account, profit and loss account, workmen's compensation reserve account which is only 3,000 to equity shareholders account. So before understanding if the equity shareholders have been paid more or if they have been paid less, it is better to form realization account. It is better to have realization ledger account. So we shall see the realization ledger account. See, realization account to sundry assets. So here this particular debit entry, these assets have been debited to the realization account with 15,80,000, right? See the first entry there, the total amount of assets is 15,80,000. The value of assets which are being taken over at book value is 15,80,000. Then to cash. So why this is being made? Because here 2,500 is met by the liquidation expenses of 2,500 is met by the transferor company. Then preference shareholders, to preference shareholders, preference shareholders have been paid extra, right, which is 40,000. So that is preference shareholders 40,000. Then on the credit side we have by sundry liabilities. So what is it? By sundry liabilities, the amount of liabilities which are taken over, which is 3,25,000. See the second entry there. See the second entry. The total amount of liabilities which are taken over is 3,25,000, right? And then by Y Limited. So what is this entry? This is by purchasing company. By purchasing company. So here purchasing company is Y Limited. So this is for purchase consideration, which is 17,20,000. So when I get the 4,22,500, I get 4,22,500. So equity that should be transferred to equity shareholders account. So we have understood the realization profit, which is 4,22,500, which is to be transferred to the equity shareholders account. So equity share capital has been transferred, then capital reserve has been transferred, profit and loss account has been transferred, workmen's compensation reserve has been transferred. Now we are transferring realization profit by naming it as realization account, which is 4,22,500. So the total amount is 13,75,500, and it is being credited to sundry equity shareholders account. So much amount, which is 13,75,500, should be paid to the equity shareholders. So this entry is due entry, which is being passed. Then there is underwriting commission which appears on the asset side of the balance sheet, which should also be transferred to the equity shareholders account. So the entry is this, that is equity shareholders account debit to underwriting commission account. So if there was a debit balance of profit and loss account, if there was preliminary expenses, if there was miscellaneous expenses, if there was fictitious asset, all these things should have been transferred to equity shareholders account if they were there. But here we have only underwriting commission, so this should be transferred to equity shareholders account. Finally, we have to pass the entry for paying off to the equity shareholders. So what is the entry we pass? So the total amount is 13,35,500 because see the ninth entry there, the actual amount of money which is to be paid to the equity shareholders is 13,75,500, but there is underwriting commission, right? So that underwriting commission should be deducted. So 13,75,500 minus 40,000. So now the total amount which is to be paid to equity shareholders is 13,35,000. So equity shareholders account debit to equity shares in Y Limited. So what is the equity shares in Y Limited? We know the fact that when we look at the purchase consideration, 11,20,000 has been paid in the form of equity shares and the remaining should be paid in cash. Remaining is 2,15,500. You see the purchase consideration here, equity shares, the total amount of equity shares which are issued is 11,20,000. Don't consider the cash payment. Actually, it is 1,60,000, but at the end you may get difference. So you have to take the difference of it. That is 13,35,500 minus 11,20,000. So the difference is 2,15,500, which is to be paid in cash. For equity share, yes, you can see the purchase consideration calculation, but for equity shares, sometimes it may differ because you may get profit or loss in the realization account. So that will change the entire cash balance. So here cash amount is different. So if you see the purchase consideration calculation, you may have different cash balance, but equity share, that will remain same. Only so much of equity shares have been issued by the transferee company. So 11,20,000 would remain same and the difference would be cash. So that is 2,15,500. So this entry is being passed for discharging the purchase consideration which is due to the equity shareholders. Even you can open cash account as well. If you could see the cash account, then you would end up getting 2,15,500. So this is also one of the ways with the help of which you would get the equity shareholders. Okay, now we shall see the books of purchasing company. So what are the entries we pass in purchasing company's books? See the first entry, which is business purchase account debit to liquidators of Z Limited. So liquidators of selling company. So business purchase account debit to liquidators of selling company. So the total amount of purchase consideration is 17,20,000, which is already being calculated. 17,20,000. Then second entry, here we have to record all the assets which are being taken over by the transferee company at their existing carrying amounts. So land and building, see, okay, we shall see the adjustment. See here, okay, land and building is 5,50,000. I told you that we have to record the assets at their carrying amounts. So what is the carrying amount? See the last sentence, it is being valued at 5,50,000. So this amount should be recorded, and for plant and machinery it is 6,50,000, and for patents it is 20,000. So here we should take these amounts. We should take these amounts which are carrying amounts. So plant and machinery is done, land and building is done, and patents is done. Then the remaining is inventory, trade receivables. So inventory and trade receivables, the revalued amount is not given. So we consider the balance sheet amount as revalued amount, as simple as that. So on the basis of that, we record the entry. So land and building 5,50,000, trade receivables, they have not mentioned anything. So we just take the balance sheet amounts, and then to provision for workmen's compensation, which is 5,000. Provision for workmen's compensation, the liability is 5,000. Then trade payables, which is 1,20,000, and then debentures, which is 2,10,000. So we may have to understand how did I get 2,10,000. See here, see this particular adjustment, 2,07% debentures in Y Limited for the existing debentures in Z Limited for the purpose each debenture of Y Limited is to be treated as worth rupees 105, right. So it is given that in the transferor company the value of each debenture is 100. So we may have to understand how many debentures we have. 2 lakh divided by 100. So what is the amount, which is 2,000, right. So there are 2,000 debentures. So 2,000 into 105, which comes to 2,10,000, which comes to 2,10,000. Then business purchase account, which is purchase consideration, If the credit balance, if the credit amount is more than the debit amount, then the difference would be goodwill, and if it is vice versa, the difference would be capital reserve, which comes in the credit side, as simple as that. Then next entry, okay, and the next entry is for payment made to the liquidators of the selling company. So, liquidator of selling company account debit to various modes of paying the amount. So, to cash, in the form of cash we have paid 2 lakh. So, if you could see the purchase consideration there, we have calculated 40,000 plus 1 lakh 60,000, which is 2 lakh. Then 9% preference share capital, actual amount of preference share capital is 4 lakh and actual amount of equity share capital is 8 lakh, and the difference is securities premium, the amount which is being paid extra. The difference is securities premium, 17 lakh 20,000 minus 2 lakh minus 4 lakh minus 8 lakh. So, the difference is 3 lakh 20,000. So, which is the entry which is being passed for paying off to the liquidators of selling company. And then debentures in Z Limited, debentures in Z Limited. So, even the debentures of selling company have been discharged, right. So, what is the actual amount of debenture? See, next is for debentures. So, what is the amount of debentures which have been issued, which is 2 lakh 10,000. So, debentures in Z Limited. So, what is the actual amount of debentures? What was the actual amount of debentures, which was 2 lakh? If you could see the balance sheet, then you would understand that the actual amount of debentures was 2 lakh, but they have been paid 2 lakh 10,000. That means 10,000 excess. So, what is this 10,000 excess? This is nothing but a premium. So, to premium on debentures account. So, that is 10,000. Then last entry, see here, purchasing company has met liquidation expenses. Even though the amount of liquidation was 12,500, 2,500 has been met by the selling company and the remaining 10,000 has been met by the purchasing company. Initially, it was met by selling company, but in the later stage 10,000 was reimbursed by selling company, 10,000 was reimbursed by purchasing company. So, whatever the amount which has been paid by the purchasing company should be transferred to goodwill account. So, goodwill account debit to cash account. So, which is for liquidation expenses.